Unfortunate to discuss the Vikings in this context, but as someone who built the ball club's reputation, how do you feel it is handling this situation?
I think they're doing very well. When you've got leaders, and the Wilf brothers own the Vikings, they're great citizens. They're doing a great job with our team. And when this happened with Adrian Peterson, they got it right the first time and didn't let him play last week. And then they went back and said, well, we're going to let him play this week and let the legal system play its way out. And the response for that was really pretty horrific. I responded and said I was embarrassed that they made this decision. This is really tough stuff, important stuff. If we cannot protect our children and protect our women, what kind of a country are we? And the NFL is the face right now of America. It's out there. We're watching NFL football Thursday nights, Saturday, Friday, Sunday nights, Monday nights, and all. And it's everybody wants to watch professional football by the tens of millions. And this is a platform for the Wilfs and the other owners, and a platform for Roger Goodell to get this right and make sure we show the women of America and the children that we have their back. And I think what's been done by the Wilfs is really good.
Well, they went back and forth, right? So that wasn't the best kind of leadership. Do you think that the team and then, of course, the league, but, you know, the league really is about the owners. Do you think the owners of the Vikings should come out and say, here's our policy. If you get jammed up or arrested for hurting anyone, let alone a woman, a domestic violence situation, including kids, you are off the team. We'll pay you, but you're off the team until the situation is resolved. Should they just come out and say it?
I think they will. I think that you will find Roger Goodell coming out with some tough words and penalties and to handle this type of behavior. It's unacceptable. It should be zero tolerance. And I think that's understood now by the owners and understood by the league. But we need Roger Goodell and his leadership to come out and be very strong on this. This Jonathan Dwyer thing that just came up, that he's now been accused of this kind of abusing women, domestic violence, and immediately the Arizona team have suspended him. That's exactly what they should do. And because if you take these people off the field and in some cases take their paycheck away, you'll get their attention. But we're going to get the attention from the rest of the country because this is a very visible organization, the NFL.
Why hasn't the league come out and said, here's the policy. Forget about 6 games.
Yep.
Until it's resolved, if you get arrested for this type of crime, you're out until then. The players' union will push back, and they'll say, well, hold on, you can't take away their money. What if it's resolved in their favor? So you just keep paying them. Money's not a problem for the league. Not
a problem at all, and you've got a good point there. And I think that you will see, I very much expect something to come out of Roger Goodell's office on this type of punishment. He came out the first time and said 2-game suspension, and he said, I was wrong. Isn't it nice that we hear a leader say, I was wrong? And he came back and he increased it and to 6 games, and the second time that this happens, it's permanent dismissal. I think he'll come back with very, very strong actions against this type of behavior and other types of negative behavior that could go on with NFL players.
Well, Fran, it's good to hear a leader admit when they're wrong. It's even better for them to get it right, and we're still waiting for that part. Let me ask you something, though. Your connection to the team is still very strong. Adrian Peterson, many are just getting introduced to him if they're not a fan of the NFL, and even if they are, they're just getting introduced to him as a person. What do you know about him as a person?
Everything I hear is great. He's probably the greatest running back we've seen since Jimmy Brown. People like him, respect him. And I think it's very hard on the people of Minnesota. It's hard on the football team. But this needs to be looked at. He's been charged with abuse of a 4-year-old child of his. I think he had an issue with another young child of his a year before that we never heard about. And I think it's got to be vetted out. And I think they're doing the right thing. They're paying Adrian Peterson. They're taking him away from the team so he can deal with his own legal problems, and let's see where it goes.